Oh my God, are we on? Oh my God, welcome. Welcome to the Coffee Slut podcast. I'm Vanessa, your host. I'm so happy you're here. I can't believe we're doing this. I have been working on this for so long, and I'm really excited you guys are here. It is the day after Thanksgiving. So please be patient with me. I'm really excited. This is the Coffee Slut podcast. This is the Coffee Slut podcast. And I'm so happy you guys are here. For everybody who's been waiting for this to happen and applying to be on the podcast and just supporting means the world to me. I have never in my life gotten this much reaction for something I was doing. And you will not believe how thankful and grateful I am because I'm so excited to talk to you. I'm so excited to get to know everybody who's going to come on the podcast so far. And I want to give a huge shout out to my husband, Rudy, which he will be a guest on, as well as my friend and my producer, Ayushi, who has been helping me so much so far. And I'm so excited for you guys, and I'm so excited to see where this podcast goes. But I am your host, Vanessa Rivera, and I'm so excited to be here. Please just be aware that we're new to this. This is like a whole new ballgame for me, and I'm so fucking excited. And we will cuss. The whole reason of this podcast is to talk to people, unfiltered conversations with real people. You know, I feel like a lot of podcasts have celebrities or people up there, but I just really want to talk to you and hear your story and what you have to bring because so many people can relate to your journey. And I hope this helps every eldest daughter and self-made entrepreneur for this episode, which is episode 1. Oh my God. I don't want to bore you guys. So we're going to get going. We're going to get started. Just know that I will have my iPad almost on every single episode until this podcast goes where I want it to go, hopefully. And the reason I will be looking down is to make sure I have the correct questions and I think interesting topics for everybody and myself. So let's get started. Episode 1, and that's me. So I am the eldest daughter of 4, and I grew up in a Hispanic household. I'm 26 years old. I am an Austin native, so this podcast is born and brewed in Austin, Texas, and I'm so excited. And we called it the Coffee Slut for a reason because I'm the only coffee slut in the world. I highly doubt it, but all my coffee sluts out there, including you, and all my coffee sluts that just want to hear all the chisme, the value and stories and entertainments that I will be bringing and the incredible people, please stick around. If you can subscribe and follow our Instagram and TikTok, we are the Coffee Slut Podcast. I have to start off with what is your coffee order? Well, let me tell you. So recently I was so into lattes and something happened like in my health journey that I needed to cut that down. So I'm drinking an Americano with a splash of what's it called? An iced Americano with a splash of half and half and cinnamon powder. That is my go-to order moving forward. I don't care what season we're in. I'm always going to have iced coffee, period, point blank. I don't care how cold it is. Like, Austin rarely gets cold, but when it does, I still have an iced latte in my hand. So to all my coffee sluts that are joining the podcast, welcome. What's your coffee order? And I would love to know. Let's get started. Before we do, let me take a sip. Yep, that's so good. I wanted to start this series with my story. The messy, the unfiltered, the eldest daughter growing up in a Hispanic household, as well as who became a self-made entrepreneur in the fitness industry. What is it like being the oldest daughter growing up in a Hispanic household? I think there's a lot of pressure when it comes to the oldest daughter or the oldest son. And there is a lot of pressure, but I think specifically for women, it is hard being the eldest because you're pressured to do so much. You are expected to do so much for your family, for your siblings, for literally everybody. and you put yourself last, no matter what, you are meant to drop everything that you're doing for your family, which I grew up doing for so long. And I finally got to a point, and it's really hard coming from a Mexican American household, that I set boundaries. And I think that was the hardest thing, but it was a lot of pressure. I always had to pick up my siblings. When I started driving, I was expected to get good grades. I was expected to be an athlete, which I was a dancer. I was expected to do all these things and still be like sane and the perfect daughter, which is unrealistic. And I think as a daughter whose mother had her at 17, I always thought it was 16. I just found out yesterday on Thanksgiving that she had me at 17. She had just turned 17. I think also coming from an eldest daughter myself was really eye-opening, because she was expected to a lot for her family, and she still does. My mom is an incredible human being, and she can be a little too much sometimes, but I love her for who she is, and it's her first time living. And I think we forget that as like kids, that your parents don't know everything because it's their first time too. Yes, they have more experience than you, and they want the best for you always. They always want you to be better than them. But as I got older, learned to give my mom some grace, because I know she had it way harder than me, and she did a lot of things for me, and she still does. Like, I think me and my mom are at the best point we've ever been in our relationship, because we have the boundaries between each other, but she's also like my best friend, and I love her, and she knows that. So yeah, that was probably the biggest thing. So I always like said that I felt like I was kind of the second mom, but I think in reality I was really the third. And the reason being was because my mom worked all the time, and she still does. And my grandma was working too all the time. So in the summers, a lot of people would go to camp or go hang out with their friends or go do this and that. And in reality, like, I was stuck at home all summer taking care of my siblings. Or like my mom would be like, hey, I need you to go pick up your siblings after school or whatever, which was fine. But I think that was like, well, I can't do this because I have to go do this, you know. And it wasn't like super often as I got older. As I got older, it kind of stopped, because my grandma eventually started working. She stopped working, and she started like taking care of my siblings, which I am really happy I come from a powerhouse of women that know how to do everything for themselves no matter what. So especially my mom. My grandma is also my best friend, which when I see both of them, I'm just like, ugh, I love them so much, but then they can get on my nerves sometimes. But they know that, because I can get on their nerves too. It's one memory that sticks with me when I think about responsibility. I think when I had to like babysit my brother, we did have a babysitter for a while, but it's like, I'm like, okay, it was just me and my brother for a point. I have a younger brother who's 5 years younger than me, and then my other sister's 10 years younger than me, and then I have a baby brother who's almost 9. But it was just me and my brother for a long time, like just us two. And I remember having to stay with him and like take care of him and do all this stuff with him. And I think me and him have a really special bond, I think. But you know how boys are, especially your brothers, they just won't be as affectionate with you. And my brother's like super like, what is he? But I think my brother's a Taurus, I think. But he just doesn't show emotion. And I love him. And I tell him I love you. I'm like, you don't even text me you love me. He's like, well, you know I love you. And I'm like, you should say it once in a while. Just like the pressure of being the eldest daughter and like going to college and doing all this stuff. Like, even I can say it, like my mom made me go to college. There's like a time that I was like, I think I should like take a year off and like discover who I am. And they're like, no, you're going to college, period, point blank. So that was that. And there's a lot of, things that I feel like I saw as I was growing up that I knew wasn't right. And, that I would never have ever wanted my siblings to go through, which is okay because I rather have gone through that except for my siblings. So I'm glad to be the eldest daughter and have all this pressure because I feel like I've lived 8 lives already with what I've been through. And I think every eldest daughter feels the same way. When did the weight finally hit? So I think when it hit was whenever I set those boundaries with my family. And I think also like with my dad. My dad is very traditional Mexican father and is like, you need to drop everything for your parents. When in reality, I think setting those boundaries with them was really hard and he didn't really understand that. And that's okay because we're living two completely different lives. And I think that's when it finally hit me was like, I am so tired of like always being the responsible one, being the one that everybody calls that I need to do this, need to do that, especially my dad. Like my dad calls me a lot, which I'm very thankful. I never take like your parents for granted. Please text them. Please tell them you love them. But when he calls me all the time and asks me to do something, I'm like, you have 2 other kids, bro. Please call them. Like, please. They know how to do stuff too. So setting those boundaries was really hard. And I think it was really hard for my parents to accept. But I think we're the best we've ever been, regardless of how snobby and like, not snobby, that's the wrong word, how cabrones we are when we like Thanksgiving yesterday. I was like, no, like the side comments are still there for sure, but it's okay. Don't take anything personally ever, not even from your parents. How did I start unlearning the need to hold it all together? I don't think this was ever something that I had to deal with because I'm a very dramatic and very emotional person. And I'm proud of that. I'm proud to be vulnerable with my family, with my friends, because that's just who I am. I don't see it as a weakness, but I think when I finally broke was when I think the pressure, my first year of college, I was only in college for like 3 months and I wasn't even far. I was like 3 hours away and I was really missing home because I wasn't going home as often. And I broke. I was like, I miss my fucking family. I miss seeing them every day. I miss my mom. I miss my grandma. I miss my sister, my brothers. Like, it was just something that I was like, I am done being perfect. So I think that was the first time I called my grandma. I think I called my grandma and or my mom. I forgot who I called, but I like broke. I was like, I'm so tired. I'm so sad. I miss home. I can't do this. And I think that's when I finally broke and was like, this is so much pressure. I wasn't with Rudy at the time, so my husband, and I like broke. I was like, I can't do this anymore. Like, I want to go home. All the pressure that I had in high school, all the pressure that went into college. I was like, I want to go home. Like, I don't want to be here anymore. And my mom was like, you got it. Like, you're going to be fine. You're going to find your people. Like, I went to school with literally nobody. I wasn't the best, or I wasn't like really a lot of friends with a lot of people in high school after my senior year. Like, yeah, there was like still some people I talked to here and there, but I really met my true friends in college. And I still talk to a lot of them to this day, which I'm very happy about. So they know who they are. And I love them so much. Everybody's blooming and growing in their life. And as we get older, obviously, like we're doing our own thing. But I really love to see my friends from college like do what makes them happy. And I think when they see me and they're like, you're doing great and I'm watching you from afar and still always there for me and text me, I think that's what makes me really happy that I'm doing something with my life. Let's go into the ugly parts and like actually healing. So whenever I called my mom and I told her that I like missed home, I was 18 And I wasn't in my relationship anymore, and it was really hard. And I felt the most alone I've ever felt. That was when I thought, that was my freshman year of college. I went into finding my friend group and finding my friends and like doing all the things. Sophomore year was like the year that I hated my life. I gained 30 pounds. I was all by myself. All my friend, half of my friends moved from my friend group, and then as well as like I just didn't see my other friends as often because I lived so far from campus. I just kind of like said, fuck it. I'm leaving the school after the after my my third semester of college. I was like, fuck it. I want to go home. But if I go home, I remember telling myself this, if I go home, I need to become something and like prove to myself that I need to do something with my life. So after gaining those 30 pounds, you start to really think about, fuck, like I need to get my health together. I don't want to be fat. I don't want to be, I've been overweight my whole life. So I started entering the weight room. I was already studying kinesiology. I was actually going for physical therapy. And I was like, fuck it. I'm going to go home. I'm just going to work. I'm going to grind, and I'm going to figure out what the fuck I want to do with my life. And I found that out pretty early because I was 19 when I came back home, right? Yeah, I was 19. And I finally went to ACC for a semester, which is a community college here in Austin. And then finally I transferred to the school closest to, not UT. Did not get accepted, and which is fine. And I went to Texas State, which is a school which is like 45 minutes from Austin. And I fucking loved it. I loved it so much. I was like, oh my God, this is such a beautiful campus. It's so beautiful. I want to graduate from here with my exercise science degree. And I was there for a whole semester, living my best life, meeting new people, taking my classes, which is still like your basics sophomore year. And pandemic happened, which really fucking sucked. So I was so upset because I was just only at the school for a semester and I had to move back home because of COVID. So I did a lot of stuff during that summer because we got a email saying that spring break was extended 2 weeks and we just never came back. So I was like, I'm gonna do something. So I still worked. I believed. And what did I do? I like rearranged my whole room, made it beautiful, like painted it myself, got new furniture. I was like, I'm just going to rebrand my whole life at 20. I was like, fuck this. I need to do something else. So after I did that, I was back with Rudy. Me and Rudy got back together, and he ended up coming home too. And he was like, well, what do you want to do this summer? And I was like, dude, I don't know what I want to do. Like, I know I want to be a physical therapist. So I was looking for internships everywhere to see if there was any of them being done right now during the pandemic. And I found a gym. I'm not going to say the gym because they don't deserve that. I went to a gym and I had an internship, and it was probably one of the best internships I've had because it made me fall in love with coaching, made me fall in love with group fitness and one-on-one training and just helping people be a better version of themselves through health and wellness. And I was like, I want to do this. Like, I want to be a coach, a trainer. I want to help people. So that whole internship was a whole summer. And that was during the pandemic, which I'm very, very happy they had. And because, life still had to keep going after the shutdown for like 3 months. And I got my CPT. I worked at another gym after the internship. I was going to school. I was working. I was doing all the fucking things because I'm like, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. Like, I can't believe this is a job. Like, I can't believe I can help people become the healthiest version of themselves. So that's exactly what I did. I went and I found a job at a gym, which it was a very expensive gym and it still is. It's a super expensive gym, but it's the only expensive gym here in Austin, like before at the time, before like we became the mecca of fitness. And I was like, this is what I want to do. I shadowed a bunch of coaches at the time to see how they trained because I worked at the gym. I got my certification, I believe a year later. I was still doing school and I was like, this is fucking it. I'm going to do it for the rest of my life. I'm going to figure it out. And I just hustled until we got to this point, working at different gyms, studios, group fitness. I even worked at a chiropractic office for a little bit to figure out like the nervous system and really dig into the human body. And bro, when I tell you my last job, I manifested this shit, but I also worked for it. And I need you to remember that you can do that too. I told myself when I got this new job, it was going to be my last job. I was like, this is going to be my fucking last job. I'm tired of working for people. I was 23, bro. I was 23 and I told myself, I'm done working for people. I'm over it. I haven't met a manager that just sees me for who I am and what I'm worth. I'm like, fuck it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to quit my job and I'm going to work for myself after this. So, mind you, during the same time, I was working 40 hours. I was getting my own clients outside of it. And I just want you guys to know, if you work for a place and if you work for someone else, sometimes like companies want to make sure like you are a non-compete, and a lot of gyms are. So luckily this place wasn't. So I was like, fuck it. I'm going to do this. I'm going to try to get my own clients. And after I have a certain amount of clients, I'm going to quit my job. That's exactly what I did. I worked at the place for 6 months exactly. And I quit right after. And I started working for myself. And that was in, what year are we in? 2025. I was in, oh, what year was that? That was the year after our wedding. 2024. I quit my job. And I was 23. And then I turned 24 right after. And I was ecstatic. Like, I was so freaking happy. And so, Jordan's coming. If you don't know who Jordan is, he's my son. And you'll probably see him a little bit. He's wondering what's going on. And he's shaking right now. So anyways, I quit my job and I've been working for myself ever since. And I'm surviving. So I'm obviously doing great in my way. I wish I was doing more, but I was, fuck it. I'm going to keep working for myself. I'm going to have my own clients. I'll probably try to see if I can like become an independent contractor at some gyms, which I am now. And it's so cool because I work with a bunch of cool coaches, women. And this past year, insane. Like, it is 2025 and I'm starting a fucking podcast. Look, I love my career and I know you guys love it too, but there's something that I feel like is not talked about enough, that you are more than your job. And that's exactly why I started this podcast, because I was tired of always just making fitness my whole life when it's not. And I've grinded since 2020 till now, almost 6 years for my career. And I'm literally doing the NFL Combine next year. And it's fucking insane because I'm just like, what the fuck is my life? Like, who am I? How did I get to this point? A little Hispanic girl, Mexican American daughter of an immigrant and of a woman who came from nothing, a citizen, Mexican American family, who made something of herself. And you should really hone in and really be like, oh my God, the biggest thing and biggest issue I have, which Rudy helps me a lot with, is that I am very futuristic I'm very futuristic and I'm very never in the moment and never in the present. And I don't appreciate what I have now sometimes, and I really forget that. So I want this to be a reminder to not forget where you started and where you are now, because I promise you, more will come if you are more appreciative of what you have now. And I think my family, my relationship, my friends around me, and who you choose to surround yourself with really does impact you as a person, your mindset, and I'm not even going to lie to you, your income. If you surround yourself with people who think like you, who want to be as who want to be successful as you, obviously everybody's successful in a different way and success is defined different to everybody. Don't forget that. And never, ever compare your journey to anybody else. Never. Don't compare yourself online. Easier said than done. Do not do it. Comparison is literally the thief of joy. You are your own person and your journey is your journey. And there's enough room for everybody in this world. No matter what career you're in, you deserve a place and you deserve a spot and you deserve a fucking seat in the table. And if you are not welcome to that seat on the table, then go make your own fucking table. Like, go make your own. And I just can't believe my life sometimes. And I forget about it sometimes too. I forget about the present and I forget about what all I have and who I am and how I got here. And I say who I am, not meaning of I'm really secure in who I am as a person. But I feel like sometimes I get lost and I get so deep into my work that I forget of who I am and who I've become and how I've evolved. If that makes sense. So yeah, that's pretty deep, but that's the truth. And I think everybody deserves a place in this world, and remember that your story is your own. And I just want you to know that whatever you want in this life and whatever you want to do is possible. And I'm over here, like I said, you're more than your career. And that's why I wanted to start this podcast, to learn more from you and from you guys. So I just want to say this now. If you are in the Austin area or surrounding area and you want to share your story, please go apply on our Instagram. It's in our link tree. I would love to talk to you and chat and learn more about your stories, and just come apply and see if you want to be on the podcast and if there's something that you bring that I've never heard of before. So how did I turn all the pressure into power? From never fucking stopping. My mind is always going. I'm always thinking about what I can do next, or what I want to do next, or who I want to bring on the podcast. What did I want to name the podcast? Oh, how do I want this to look? Or, oh, how do I want the podcast to be perceived? Or, oh, should I do the things next year that I'm offered? Or, oh my God, should I work with this brand? Your power is yours. If there is something that fits within you and that aligns with you, do it. You're never going to regret it. I think you regret it more if you didn't do it or you didn't try, especially if you've never tried, because you're scared of the outcome. I think risk is a part of being scared is a part of taking risk. Like, how are you ever going to know if you never try? I'm a big risk taker. My husband knows that. My family knows that. They didn't want me to be a personal trainer. They're like, that's a high risk. But look, it's the day after Thanksgiving and I took off the next 3 days for myself and for me to do the things I want to do. Like, I wouldn't have been able to do that if I worked for somebody else, you can do it too. And I know not everybody's meant to be an entrepreneur. I know not everybody wants to be an entrepreneur. It's a lot of pressure. Trust me. It's not all rainbows and butterflies. And I think that's where entrepreneurs don't share. It's not rainbows and butterflies. It's also not guaranteed, and The reason I feel like I keep fucking going is because I'm fucking taking risk every single month, or I'm going for it. I'm doing the things. I'm working extra hard to make more money. Like, what made me fall in love with building something for myself? Oh, this is such a great question. I think for building something for myself was, sorry guys, I move a lot. I'm not used to sitting so long. So give me some time to like just get used to this. Okay. What made me fall in love with building something for myself? I was done working for other people. I was tired. Nobody saw my vision. Nobody, like, I'm going to be very honest. Nobody took me seriously, if that makes sense. And I think because of how creative I am and how honest I was, or didn't see, oh, that your way is not going to work my way. Like, my way is always right. When in reality, no. Some people just don't evolve. Some people just don't evolve. And I think there's a lot of business owners that really do appreciate their employees or their coaches or their team, and they see their ideas and like, you know what? I see it. Let's fucking try it. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. There's a lot of people I worked for that didn't do that their way was always right. They weren't open-minded. It was never nobody else's way. It was always their way. So that's what made me want to fucking go for it and just work for myself. And I was just tired of being told what to do. I've been told what to do my whole life, and I think I was just kind of sick of it. So now I do what I want, when I want. Yo hago lo que me da la gana. Always. 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 I think especially, okay, so it's different. It's different when it comes to marriage, because marriage is a partnership, and there's some times where I want to do things like without telling my partner, but it's just not going to work. I am very big on relationships, and your partner is forever, and the biggest decision you're ever going to make is who you marry. So that's just a little snippet. And if you're looking for your lifetime partner, be choosy. Be choosy, amigas. Like, for real. I don't care. Be choosy, because you deserve to live with somebody and grow your life with somebody who's going to believe in you more than you believe in yourself. What would I tell the younger version of me? What would I tell the younger version of me? That it's okay to ask for help. And I think a lot of people don't want to ask for help. Be afraid to ask for help. I think being the eldest daughter and a self-made millionaire, not yet, a self-made entrepreneur. I think being the oldest, I never wanted help. Like, I could do everything by myself. But I remember one time, and I've had multiple crash outs. I remember one time I was in college and I had to pay something. Was it college? Or is it my early 20s? I broke the fuck down, and I called my mom, and it was like, I am so tired. I can't do this. Or I remember, I don't think I could pay for something. It was something I couldn't pay for. It was too much. And she was like, mamas. She calls me mamas. She's like, it's okay to ask for help sometimes. Like, other people help other people, and they're going to help you get to where you are if they, knowing they believe in you, or if they believe in you. Like, those people are always going to help you because somebody helped them get to where they're at. And even though it was just about money and I couldn't pay something, it's like, don't be afraid to ask for help. I think the worst thing somebody can say is no. Like, no, I can't. Or, oh no, I'm busy. And that's okay. I think the worst thing is them saying no. Or I think what's even worse is when people don't respond. And I'm like, that's rude. Okay. Go DM that, person that you want an internship with, or chat with, or have a coffee with. The worst they can say is no. So, and remember, if they say no, don't take anything personally. Everybody's just involved in their own shit. Okay. Everybody's always, at the end of the day, they're not thinking about you. They're thinking about themselves. So do what's best for you and take the risk. Message so many people that you want to work with. And maybe you never know. Somebody might say yes. So never be afraid to ask for help. Okay. That's like a little bit about me and your host for the Coffee Slut podcast. I'm so excited to see what's to come, and hopefully you love our episodes. We really love to hear what you want to hear. Like, we want to hear from you, what you want to hear from us, and who you want on the podcast. So please leave it in the comment down below, and who tag the person you want us to talk to, or if it's yourself, please go apply to the Coffee Slut podcast form linked in our Instagram. So please do it. I promise you won't regret it, and I can't wait to talk to you. So let's do a little rapid fire question to end this podcast, because I want these podcasts to be short and sweet for now. And maybe later we can definitely expand them. Okay. One word to describe the era of your life. I'm in the era of my life where I can do whatever the fuck I want, whenever I want, and I know I can do it. Nobody can stop me, not even myself. I think that's the era I'm in my life. And also, it's the holiday season. So I'm a little bit more like giving myself a little bit of grace too. But in my life, it's like the era in my life. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what everybody thinks of me. It's been a long time since I've cared what anybody thought of me. But I can do whatever I want, whenever I want. And I'm going to make that shit happen. Like, it's only more up from here. Like, I'm already up. I'm already there. But it's only going to get better. And I'm so excited. No matter the bad, the good, the hard, the easy, like, everything that I want is going to happen for me. So that's my mentality in the era of my life that I'm in right now. Go-to song when I'm in I got this mood. I'm really into Karol G. Always been. Karol G and Selena Quintanilla right now. They're my inspirations. Shakira too. Shakira's badass. She was like my number one for so long. But Karol G's like it for me right now. And I just watched the Selena documentary. What I would never trade being Mexican American. Like, I would never trade being Latina either. Like, I love it. I love it. I love my culture, and I love my people, and I love who I am. And I just love human connection. And that's why I started this podcast. So I think after the pandemic, it really fucked it up for us. But I just want to talk to you. I want to talk to everybody that I can, because everybody has something to bring. I promise you. Who or what taught you your biggest lessons about independence? There's multiple women in my life who really showed me what independence was. And I think being the eldest daughter is another thing. But my mom really showed me what it means to be independent and never to rely on anybody but themselves. And you can be the breadwinner. Like, you can be anything, but independence is the biggest thing. I can do so many things by myself, for myself. I can go on a solo date. I can go get myself coffee. And I think that's just something I grew up doing too. I remember in high school when I would go to places by myself, I felt really alone. I was like, damn, like, I can't believe I'm not out with friends all the time, or like doing this and that, or like always hanging out with people. But that made me in who I am today. So I like doing a lot of things by myself. And I think that's just in my nature. Leos are very independent. What's boundary you're proud of now? My boundary I'm proud of now is probably friendships. I wanted to be friends with everybody and anybody, but a friend to everybody is a friend to none. So I really started cutting out people in my life at an early age, and like stopped talking to people that didn't genuinely care for me. So I think the biggest boundaries I have now is like, it goes both ways. I stopped putting as much effort into friendships if they weren't putting effort into mine. Like, because I know what friend I am. I know what value I bring as a friend. And when you're my friend, I'm a diehard friend. Like, I'm there for you always, no matter what, no matter where. My friendship, or like, my friendship is worth so much. And if you don't see the value in it, then I'm not even going to try with you. That's the biggest thing. That's the biggest boundary, because I have a lot to bring and I bring a lot of shit. I always support my friends all the time, no matter what. Always there for them. And the biggest boundary I put was that if you're not going to put enough into my friendship, then you don't deserve to be my friend. And that's okay. Not everybody does. Everybody comes in seasons. Some friends are meant for a long time. Some friends are just meant to teach you a lesson. Some friends are like maybe a couple years and then it kind of dies off, which is fine. Like no bad blood, but friends come and go. And that's the truth. And the lifelong friends, you'll know which ones they are. Trust. You know which ones they are. I think that's all I have for you guys today. So let's talk about what's coming up next for the Coffee Slut podcast. This is episode 1. Oh my God, I can't believe it. I'd even drink all my coffee, which is fine. If you grew up being the one who had to hold it all together, who had to be the one always there, this episode's for you. And just know that you are not alone. You don't have to earn your rest. You don't have to earn your peace or your place. You deserve to be on the fucking table. You deserve to be there. You deserve to be known in your industry, and you also deserve to be proud of who you are. And that takes time. That takes a lot of time. Just like anything in life, a lot of things take time. And I really want to thank you guys for listening to my story. I can't wait for you to see episode 2, and I can't wait to have her. So I hope you guys stick around. Please subscribe to the Coffee Slut podcast and comment down below what you want to see next and who you want us to talk to. We are so fucking excited. Like, you have no idea how excited I am to bring this idea to life. Is fucking insane to me. So insane. And I hope you enjoyed my Christmas tree. I decorated it all by myself. Rudy usually does the tree with me, but he's been doing other stuff for me. So shout at him. And I can't wait for you guys to hear about our other guests that we already have scheduled and ready to go. This podcast is meant to be for those who feel that they need a safe space and those who feel alone. You're not alone. I promise you. There's so many stories to come, and I know there's so many stories you're going to be able to relate to. And I hope you guys enjoyed my episode. And I can't wait to hear more of your stories. And I just can't wait to see you guys. I can't wait to interact with you guys on socials. I think it's so much fun. And you guys are just so fucking awesome. I cannot wait. This is episode 1 of the Coffee Slut podcast. Nobody's here, except for Jordan. But woo! We will be on Spotify and YouTube, strictly, and we will have some sponsors coming up. I'm so excited and I'm so ready. And thank you guys so much for joining the podcast. I will see you at the next one.